Hello guys, good day and I welcome you all to my channel. If you're new here, I thank you and please do not forget to subscribe and like this video, and thanks to my returning subscribers. So on today's tutorial, today's episode, I'll be showing you guys how to draft a simple straight skirt. Now this is most of the simple stuff you need to know. This is my material over here. This is like 1.5 yard. This is the material I'll be using to show you guys how to cut a simple straight skirt, a pencil skirt. So let's proceed. What you need to do firstly is to fold your material. The right side will be facing each other. So this is the right side of my material. So what I will do is I would fold my right side into two, just like this. I will gently place them appropriately, making sure that the material is laying on each, making sure that the material is laying well. So I will do the same for this other edge. Then I am going to divide my hip measurement. First off, I'm going to divide my hip measurement by 4. So my hip is 45. This is 45. This is 45. 45 divided by 4. 45 divided by 4 is going to give me 11 1/4. So what I would do is, in order for me not to waste material, what I will do is I will take my hip measurement first. 11 1/4. So this is 11 1/4, and even if I had extra allowance, I'm still going to have more SS's left, and I do not want to waste material. So I'm just going to move this backward. Then I am going to take my hip measurement again to be sure that I am not wasting the material. So this is 11 1/4, and this is the extra allowance. It's a bit okay, so I'm just going to move it back a bit. So this is perfect. So secondly, I am going to take the full length of my skirt measurement. So my full measurement is 41. Let me make use of 41 because I want it to be long. So I'm just going to move it up. So this is 41. Then I'm going to add extra 2 inches allowance for hemming allowance. So just watch closely and you will understand what I am doing here. Okay, then I'm going to move it back, and then I'm going to take my waist measurement. My waist is 38. So I'm going to divide 38 by 4. 38 divided by 4 is going to give me 9.5. So this is what I will do. Over this starting point, I am going to measure 9.5. Then I am going to add 2 inches allowance for sewing allowance and extra seam allowance. Then from this waistline, I am going to come down by 8 inches. This is where my hip is starting from. So from here, I am going to measure my 11 1/4. So I'm going to measure my 11 1/4 plus extra 2 inches allowance. So this is it. I hope you're getting the point. So this is my waist and this is my hip plus extra 2 inches. Then I am going to connect it to this place. Then from here, I'm going to come down and measure my new length. My new length, I'll be using about 22 inches because I am not so tall. For a tall person, you could use from 23 to 25 inches. So from this place, I am going to measure here. This is giving me 13 3/4. So I'm just going to come in and then I am going to work with 13. So from here, I am going to connect down to this place. Then I am going to take 13 all round. 13, 13, 13, 13. Now you saw what I did here. For those of you that would want your skirts or your gown, dress, whatever, to be very pencil, to be very fitted, you could use 12 to give that pencil shape. But because I want my own to be a bit free so that I can work with it, that is why I am making use of 13. But on the hip side, I have 13 3/4. So I'll just go ahead to connect everything. So coming back to the waistline, I am going to add about 1 inch to this waistline, and that is because this skirt is going to have a dart. So I'm going to add that allowance to this side. So by the time I add my dart to it, the allowance it will still maintain the same shape, the same structure. So I'm going to add my extra 1 inch allowance that I'll be taking off later. So from here, I will just connect it down to my hip. So this is the measurement of the skirt. This is the measurement of the skirt. I will go ahead to cut it out. So now for my back measurement, to cut the back side of the skirt, you fold your material into two, the same way you did for the front. Then you'll be leaving about 1 to 2 inches for zipper allowance. Now because my material would not be enough to fold into two, I am going to be cutting the back separately. You place the front on the other side of your ankara, your lace, or whatever fabric you would be using. After you must have folded it into two, then you place it this way, leaving about 1 to 2 inches allowance. You can leave 1 inches, 1.5, 2 inches, depending on your choice. And for some people, they would leave allowance over here to the hip side where the skirt zip will stop. Then they will cut this place the exact way the back side is. But we'll not be doing that here. So we'll just leave 2 inches allowance all through. Something like this. If I measure it, you would see that it is accurate. This is 1.5. So just move it in a bit. Like I said, you can leave 1 to 2 inches allowance, but I think I am okay with 1.5. So I'm going to cut it off. Then for this place, I am going to notch this zipper side, the zipper allowance, so that I'll be sure of where this stuff is. Then I am also going to come to this side. Remember that I'll be folding this place inside to do the turn over. So I'm just going to notch here as well. I'm going to repeat myself again. So I notch this side, this extra allowance side, so that I will know where to be adding my zip. Then over this side, the hemming side, the turnover side, I also notch it so that I'll know where to also turn this place. Then for here, I am going to notch out my darts. Now I don't need to divide or measure anything because I already have my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 9. So 9 into 2 is going to give me 4.5. So I'm just going to trace this out, then I'll also notch it. So this is all for the cutting of your pencil skirt. This is very simple, and this is something I would like you all to try. If you're watching this video, I also like you to try this process, and then you can thank me later. So by the time you had your darts, you will discover that this waist side is going to curve out and bring out the shape back. So now I am going to cut the lining and the skirt together, and I will show some of you how to do it. It's not difficult, it's a very simple thing to do, but I am just going to be joining everything in my video and show you guys the process of how to make the straight pencil skirt. Now let me quickly explain something. On this side, let me move it down. On this side, you will see that I did something here. And what I did here is I actually moved the skirt a bit further. So the skirt now, this hemming side, remember that this side will be like this when I attach the lining to it. So I'm not going to make it the same length with the lining. I'm actually going to move the lining up, so it's going to start from this side where I notch. So by the time I sew the lining to this place and I fold it like this, Ankara will be the one showing, not the lining. If you're going to use a lining for it, then it should be like this. Whatever you'll be using as the interfacing should start from where the notching side is, not from here. Because if you start from here, by the time you attach it, the cutting shape would not rhyme with the lining and it will be folding. So just move the lining a bit forward and move the Ankara lower to this place, then you can cut from here. inner facing to the material, and then that's all. So this is what, so first off, we're going to look for the right side of the lining. Now remember that the lining doesn't have right or wrong, but the cutting process is different. That is why you should look for the right side of this lining so that you don't sew the wrong side to the skirt. Now when I was cutting the lining, I actually notched this side. This is the top side of the skirt, which is going to help me locate where the lining will be placing, since my hip side is not really showing. So I've gone ahead to arrange it like this. Then this is the downside of the skirt. I'll just place my lining this way to it. Then I'm just going to sew it straight down. I'll sew it straight down. I'm going to be sewing everything at once, all the skirts at once. Here now, I'll turn it this way, then I'll bring it down to this side where I notch. Did you see what I did? From here, instead of facing, I can also face it like this. Well, I prefer sewing from the lining after joining this side together. So from here, I will just bring it down to this place. I'll also do the same thing to this side, and then I will check to make sure that it is equal, which it is actually. This is the front side of the skirt. This is how it is looking after joining the lining to it. So you can see that side I was talking about. I folded it, so this is how it will be. This is the inner side. So I'm just going to flip it to the right side. So this is it. So I'll just go ahead to fold the other side of the skirt, then I would iron it. If you are still watching up to this extent, I am urging you to subscribe. I am urging you to support my channel. My channel is just growing slowly. You guys are enjoying my content, but nobody is supporting me. anyways, let me just move on to my tutorial. So I have trimmed the waist side, and then I will just take my that measurement again. So earlier I said it was 9, so that's like a four one quarter or 4.5. But I okay, it's 4.5. So I've used the 4.5, I've notched it, then I also notched the middle part of the front skirt. Then I went down by 7 inches long for my dart. So I just show you guys how I am going to sew it. So I'll take it to my machine, I will sew it, then I'll bring it back to the table. This is how your dart should be looking after you must have sewn it out. So what I will do now is I will place the skirts on each other, both the front and the back. I am going to lap them on each other, then I am going to join together. I will be joining from behind, which is the back side of the skirts. This place is the most simplest place to take your measurement. So I am just going to lay it well to make sure that both the front and the back are laying properly and they are accurate. So after that, I will take my measurement starting from my waist. Take my actual waist measurement, go down by 8 or 9, take my hip measurement, then I will just sew straight down. Remember I said in the beginning that I want my own skirt to be free, so I'll just sew straight down. Then after that, I will bring it over to the table, then flip it over to the front side and also take the measurement from the front. Then after that, I'll take it to my machine and sew it down. Then that should be all for the joining of your skirt. Then for the slit at the back, I'll come back to that. This is the slit for the back. I've gone ahead to loose it up to this side, and I just double stitch that side, and I am okay with it. So I'll just turn my skirt over to the front side, and this is basically all for the sewing of my straight skirt. Now you can either attach band to it, put it on your gown, or attach elastic to your skirt. Now this is the finished look. I am going to be sewing this as a gown, not just skirt alone. So like, this is the basic finished look of how to sew your straight skirt. Look at how it is looking. It is already giving that beauty. Now thank you so much guys for watching. Please still do not forget to subscribe, support my small channel, make me grow. It will not cost you anything. See you in my next video, and I hope you learned one or two. Bye bye.